Hello, I'm Jennie Breeden. I do the Devil's Panties, and this is the live stream for April. I think it's April 30th. We're going to have the next live stream March 21st, I think. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Thank you very much for bearing with me. This took a little bit longer. Okay, I did all of the turning off and on and everything, but it likes the way Obi presses the buttons more. I did everything that he did, just likes him more. Anyway, so we do these videos every month because Patreon is awesome. And so one of the patron levels that I have over on Patreon is that they can suggest what they want me to draw each month. But they're awesome, and they don't actually require me to do any, like, I've tried to do extra stuff, and the patrons are like, oh, we like you, whatever. So I haven't had any requests, but I keep doing this every month because the patrons are awesome. And thank you very much, the chat area, for bearing with me. I was trying to get this all up and running, and I end up talking to the people in the YouTube chat channel. And happy almost birthday on birthday. It was Navigator's birthday last week. And so they turned 37, which is like 2 years older than me. It's so much older. Everyone's been doing this website where you take a picture of yourself and it analyzes how old you are, and mine was like 8 months older than I actually am, which is pretty close. But I'm going to try it again now that I'm awake, because I was not very put together. Anyway, hey, if you worked from home, you wouldn't bathe either. Pajamas are awesome. Okay, so we've got the YouTube chat room, which is mostly what I read. And I also have my Twitter open, so if you want to do Twitter at Jennie Breeden, I've got the little bar down here. So I've got this. I can do this. This bar right here with the Jennie Breeden Devil's Panties. Doesn't that look slick? It looks all professional and shit. And I swear at some point I need to put that on Craigslist, back on Craigslist. Anyway, okay, so I've got something already set up. We've got awesome people here. Obi knows how to press the right buttons. Yes. Yes, he does. Anyway, let me know if there's a topic that you want to talk about. We'll get some coffee. We'll talk. The peanut is neither a pea nor a nut. Discuss. I think I've got everything set up. And I've got awesome people over at the YouTube room. I should just stop playing this YouTube. There we go. I just want you for your chat room, YouTube. I've set everything up. Okay, let's switch over to camera 2. Camera 2? There we go. With my lovely. That's my family's view. We did not get any snow this year, which apparently is bad for Portland because they need the runoff for the water for the rest of the year. And I kind of cheated and I started my pencil early. This is going to be the post for Sunday. I think I've got everything. Do I have everything? I feel like I have everything. The only thing that I'm really missing is my audiobook. I just finished one up. I was having a little nostalgia and going back into Mercedes Lackey. Although I adore Christopher Moore, I've gotten into his stuff. I just finished the Fluke one. Okay, so what I'm using is Mega Studios, and then I also have my Wacom. Let me switch this over to the screen so you can see what I use. So we've got this Wacom tablet that I use. And so I've got this and the pen, and it took me a while to get used to drawing here and looking up at the screen. It was frustrating. It was like having to relearn how to draw, and I am kind of relearning how to draw. I have a tutorial I need to look over for a watercolor computer watercoloring. I don't like learning new things. It's hard. I totally need to. So that is what I'm using. So Jessica pointed out that Atlanta got all the rain that California should have gotten. So this is my theory, and I've expressed it before, and so I don't know if I have expressed it to you guys last week or not, last month or not. But Obi was originally from Florida. I want my brush to be smaller. And as soon as he moved to Atlanta, it started snowing in Atlanta. Like every year he was in Atlanta, it snowed. I may or may not have traced this from a photo. And it was drought in Atlanta. And so then we moved to Portland, and now suddenly there's a drought for the first year that we're here. So I think it's Obi's fault. So as soon as we leave Atlanta, apparently, the drought ends. Which is good, because, you know, freaking Alabama wants their mussel farms to do well, or something. Hairy eyebrows, bushy eyebrows, maybe. I started a pull list at Bridge City Comics and grabbed the Harley Quinn graphic novel that's out. And she does a lot with hammers, so I kind of got on a hammer kick. And I like in the back of the book they've got some of the sketches. My poor computer really doesn't like Wirecast, so I'm using Wirecast so that you can see me in the little window in the bottom, because YouTube doesn't offer that. I think Google Hangouts does, but I forget why. I don't like Google Hangouts for some reason. They're good for big groups. I've been using it to hang out with friends back east. We got a little sidetracked the last time I had a hangout call with friends, because you can draw on other people's screens and stuff. Okay, let's see. Atlanta, yeah. Okay. So no questions from the 8 people watching on YouTube. So I set up, so I went over to, I'm going to Gen Con, and I set up a panel there. Usually you go to conventions and you do a panel and there's other people on the panel and you talk about stuff and you're entertaining and you answer questions and it's a panel. But Gen Con is a gaming convention, so they don't have panels, they have games. You can set up events. And so I set up an event, and it's a little bizarre because a lot of it, they charge for each event, and so everybody's paying, like, anybody who goes to this panel is paying like $2 to go to it. It was really tempting for me to up it to $3 so I could get $1, but I figured that was weird. This head is too small, even though I traced it from a photo-ish. So, but I draw cartoons, and my cartoons, the heads are a little bit bigger than the bodies, so I'm gonna cheat. I got to see the covers, the original covers of Superman. I feel like that's okay. I'm gonna make another layer just in case I decide this head isn't good enough. So I'm going to copy and paste and just have that to the side just in case I want to mess with that. So I got to see the original Superman covers, like the very beginning, the Action Comics ones. And when they would cut and paste, they would literally cut and paste. Like, if they wanted to redraw something, they would draw it on another piece of paper and then cut out the figure and then paste it onto the page. Which is where we got cut and paste from. I'm smart. And as the covers yellowed, the paper would yellow. Anytime that they used whiteout, that was still white. And so you could see this splotch of white on this yellowed page. It was pretty neat. I thought it was pretty neat. So yes, I set up a panel for Gen Con, and I need to email Dragon Con and ask them if it's okay that we do kilt blowing again, because you actually do have to ask to be put on the schedule for that. And hotel rooms for conventions, all set up. I need to ship Acon books. The two lumps are amazing. Mel and Jay help me out for their local. Acon is in Dallas. And so I ship all of my books to them. I need to decide if I'm going to be shipping the books that I already have here, which means I would pay for shipping twice on the books that I have here. Anyway, logistics. Oh gracious. Because if you're going to be self-employed at anything, you start having to learn a bunch of other stuff. Bookkeeping, shipping, overhead. Ooh, there's a question. Navigator True asks, has Devil Jennie not got her own weapon yet? So originally she had a pitchfork. Kind of like a pitchfork. Because I know that a Triton, King Triton, if it's the guy in the water, he has it's not a scepter. Because there's a word for the three-pronged weapon, or, scythe or spear. Yeah, there's a word for the three-pronged spear. So she originally, I've got a pack of playing cards, or one of the covers of one of the comics. She's got her own three-headed spear thingy. But I just love the image of an angel with a giant mallet. Because we never want to do what we're supposed to. Sometimes it takes persuasion and or threat of violence and pain. Most of the time it's just the threat that you need. And save. I'm using a Wacom tablet. That's all it says. Wacom. And I've got my pen. I like the eraser. It took me a while to break the habit of wiping. You erase something and then you wipe off the shavings. I think I still do that. I pretend that I'm just wiping dust off of my and debris. Debris? Debris. I love my undo button. And then I think the Pretty Princess, years and years ago, holy crap, I've been doing this a while, somebody at a convention brought me a bright blue crowbar. They brought me this bright blue crowbar that they had gotten, and they had stuck a, they had made a star out of cardboard and covered it in glitter and put the star on the end of the crowbar, and they called it their clue wand. And they gave it to me, and I kept it by the door for security purposes. And so the Pretty Princess has a clue wand. The Angel has a mallet. The Devil Girl has a sticky, pokey, sticky. Wow, there's totally a name for this. Oh yeah, I was so witty when I drew this. I added some stuff to the garden. Let's see. I don't draw straight lines well. Trident. Thank you, Heroes of Crash. Trident. Because I was stuck on Triton. King Triton from Little Mermaid. And I was like, it's like that, but Trident. So yes, the Devil Girl has a trident. Pretty Princess has a crowbar. We've been watching Daredevil, and my friends and I agree that it's a little excessively violent. They're kind of, haha, we're not on public television. We can be as graphic as we want. It's mostly violence graphics, so, you know, there's that. I saw one of the previews. You know, this film is rated R for language and gratuitous violence, and one of the times the preview was rated PG-13 because it had sexuality in it. And I kept trying to find the I couldn't find the sexuality in the preview. Save. Let's see. Oh, good. Obi pointed out that I use an Intuos 5 touch medium, because he had gotten me a large, and it was too big. I only used this, I only used a paper size amount of it. You can actually see the scuff marks where the area that I actually used. So we got a medium, because it was just unwieldy. Jessica's having connection issues. A melee weapon, a pack of gum, and a cruise missile. Purchase your trident today. Okay, and then Heroes of Crash asks, I'm looking into a new vector art program for my own webcomic. What program is this that you're using? And how do I like it? I'm using a Manga Studios, which I think most people use. Most of the webcomic people seem to be using Manga Studios. Okay. Okay, so sorry, Obi said that my mic was being weird. I think how does this sound? I plugged it in. I'm a good girl. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. And do I like it? Let's see. I'm getting distracted with other people talking. Okay. So do I like, yes, I like, manga there's tons of tutorials. Iron Spike does a lot of tutorials. And it has a setting for vector. I don't use it at all because I don't understand it. And I do love that it has the option of automatic perspective lines. It took, Laura actually helped me out on one of his live streams. I asked how he was getting all the lines to click and everything. It has, up here, it has a bunch of grids, and you can actually get it to draw only on the vector lines, or, I mean, sorry, only on the perspective rulers and snapped rulers. And so that's really awesome stuff. And then it also has these models that you can use, which I may or may not have used in the past. And so you can actually put all of these pre-done models into a setting and move them around to try to get, although I'll end up, if I use the models, I'll end up spending way more time putting the model together than it would take me to actually just draw it from scratch. So there's that. And Manga Studios is relatively inexpensive compared to a lot of the other drawing programs. I like it. I still use Photoshop for text. Manga Studios has text, but I haven't, yeah, I've got to like reset it up every time, and it's awkward. I still like some of the tools in Photoshop. So I actually lay out the comic in Photoshop and then I draw it in Manga Studios. I'm an old fogey who doesn't like to change. Changing is hard. It takes work. I'm lazy. I will actually do more work to not learn something new. Save. So one person said that they liked the comic because it reminds me of their friends, Frost Ivy, and I get a lot of people who are like, okay, I did that same thing last week, it's a little creepy, and I joke that they haven't found the cameras yet. I'm not actually that good at technology. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, right number of toes. Alright. And then I should probably make sure that all these lines match up because I'm going to want to do a fill color later on. So I started reading comics with ElfQuest, and in high school I got into Sandman. I got out of interest in X-Men around high school because they started doing the whole, like, if you want to understand this story, you have to also read these 5 other things that you weren't reading before. And then they did a special edition cover. They did like 4 different covers of the same book, and I didn't realize that, so I thought that they had come out with 4 different books. And so I splurged 2 months worth of my allowance on 2 books, and then I couldn't afford to get the comic for next month because I had bought 2 of the, when I found out it was the same flippin' book, that's when I stopped reading X-Men. But the point? There was a point. I was reading Strangers in Paradise, and he did a lot of line variation. I just loved his style of the thick and thin lines, and so I'm playing with that with these cobblestones. He did a lot of breaking panel borders and stuff. I liked it. I liked it a lot. And I really should be having a thinner line in the background to get it to recede. Back in space. Originally it was going to be a garden behind her, but I think I'm just going to do clouds. Okay. Oh yeah, and I was going to do some curse splats. One Christmas, all 5 kids in the family each got a different kind of book, and it was all the Brothers Froud. So I had gotten, I think I got the dragon book, and my sister got a fairy book, and a brother got the gnome book, and then other brother got the giant book. And I think my other sister might have been too young for how expensive those books were. Was there a 5th one? There was dragons, fairies, giants, the gnomes. They were naked. His little boobies. And let's see, I love the fairy books. They had a whole section of bad fairies. And there was a Jennie bog. And when I babysat, we would play Jennie bog, where I would sit on a chair and they would run close to me and I would try to catch them without getting up from the chair. And it was awesome because they ran around a lot and I didn't. That would work the cookies out of their system. Okay. Save. Okay, the eyes are a little cross-eyed. Dang it. Let's see. Gen Con, bamboo pin, yep. That's good to try out. I feel like I read Squirrel Girl. Wasn't Squirrel Girl? She was with the main. There was a group of superheroes. One guy could talk to plants. I can't remember what the other ones did. I feel like I read a comic with Squirrel Girl in it. See. Do you look back on your old art and shiver like, ooh, I drew that? Yes and no. Mike Taylor pointed out that it's the Brian Froud books. I think so, yeah, that sounds about right. So on one hand, I cringe selling some of my older books. I don't open them, I don't look inside of them, and it frustrates me because everyone wants to start with the first book. And I drew that first book like 10 years ago. So it's frustrating when I have to sell book number 1 and the art is not the same as book number 8. But what's really frustrating is that the jokes are way better than in book 1 for some weird reason. Well, I don't know what it is. A good joke is always a good joke. And if you can... Some of the comics that I did were really good 10 years ago, and now I'm going, crap, what happened? Okay. I think I should do some coloring. Oh no, I have to fix this eye. Eyeballs, freaking symmetry. Let's see. Smaller brush. better, maybe? Can't tell. Dang it. Your eye's a little wonky. Come back. Nope. Here. Yep. In a bit more. Even though it's exactly how it is in reality, it still doesn't look right. Reality isn't always correct. Okay. So then the worst part, my coloring. I can throw away this head. I've saved just the head on another file just in case I needed it. And I'm going to delete that. Color. Let's see. I'm going to cut and paste the ink layer so that I can just do some fill. Because I cheat. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Ta-da! Something a bit darker for right in here. Bigger. Ish. No. So I tried coloring the comic early on, and my sister called me and said, "You need to stop it, it looks terrible." Because I was using all like primary colors and stuff. It was really terrible. It was like neon pink. So yeah, that's a whole nother art form that I just don't even, not so good at. Well, Branwyn said that they like the crossed eyes. But she's supposed to be pretty. Okay, this, what is this again? This is color mixer. I wanted blur blend. I wanted a something to lighten it. Tone. I'm still learning. Soothing watercolor. Dang it, I could have sworn there'd be like a burn. Blur fingertip. Blur by fiber. What does that do? Oh yeah. So I think I want white. Alright, well, that does something. Opacity, blur, blend. No, really, I'm a professional. Do I want this one? Yeah, I want that one. There we go. Something a bit darker for this side. Come on, darker. Blah. That looks good enough. like the cross eyes, something that you really happen if your attention to smooth fairies without getting up from your position. To smoosh fairies, yes. Oh, come on, this should work. Oh. There we go. Dang it. Come on. That one's done. I had 2 layers with the same ink, so when I tried to delete some of the ink, it was not being helpful. Okay. And then I should do some skin tone, but I never really tried. I kind of try doing skin tone. Not very good at it. Okay. Gonna delete all these in between lines so I can just press fill. Hardly know them. Okay, make sure that I've got the lines filled so it doesn't go outside. Dang it, I missed one. There we go. So Branwyn asked if I should add a smushed fairy to the hammer. I didn't get the smoosh inside isn't there. I might add maybe a little drip. Make it look gross. There's a guy at the shows that I've met I haven't watched the movie, but there's a Knights of Badassdom, and there's a guy who's got an outfit, and he's a fairy smasher. And at conventions, he'll chase after fairies, and then they'll chase after him, and it's adorable. The white doesn't come out very well. There we go. The darker one does. Now I could cheat and look at the reference photo to see if I could get some of this shading accurate. I need to hold back on this just a bit because she's looking a little creepy. Oh, dang it, I heard today who did the voice of Jack Skellington, and I was like, holy crap, that guy? And now I can't remember who it was. Oh, it was Prince Humperdinck from The Princess Bride. I just could not see that. Oh, wings are coming out good. Okay. Okay, hold it back. Hold it back. Don't go overboard. I should stop. Okay, add a little bit of red. Angel Ashiel said the bad lady from SakuraCon has arrived. Okay, so she gave me a huge pile of candy and some homemade oils and stuff. And her daughter was dressed up as a Pokemon that everyone was flipping out over. And I ended up giving some of the candy away. Because there was a King Arthur and the guy with the coconuts behind King Arthur. And I had run across a witch from King Arthur who was completely unrelated to King Arthur and the cosplayers. And so they were trying to find the witch because she was running around with a funnel as a hat. And, I'm not a witch, I'm not a witch. And I ended up giving the horse, the guy with the coconuts, a lot of the candy. Because that was a lot of candy. But I kept the Hello Kitty the cotton candy, and there was a Hello Kitty made of sugar that is sitting by the television right now. Let's see, highlights. Where does the sun hit? Save. And Cerebus showed up. That is awesome. Very appropriate. The face is still being a little weird. Okay, highlights, and then let's do paper. I'm liking this one. What is this called again? Transparent watercolor. The more I press down, the darker it gets. So that is awesome. I'm liking this one. Okay. Couple of shadows. Don't go overboard. You're going overboard. Okay, I'm gonna stop. And then, okay. I might need a topic. So I can't turn the radio on because copyright infringements and stuff. My daughter refuses to give my deck of cards back. That is awesome. See, now you have to buy another deck. Cerebus said, who likes corgis? Everybody likes corgis. Dude. Especially with Cowboy Bebop. That is the best corgi ever. I mean, the Queen likes corgis. I'm getting way too into this brush. So then, this one time, at Calgary, I am so pissed that I have no idea what I got. I hope it wasn't food poisoning, because I pride myself on having a steel stomach. Just stomach bug. I do wish I knew what it was from. I think maybe it was from driving all night and staying up for 24 hours, 48 hours, 36 hours. And then doing a convention after that. That might have been what did it. Also, I need to stop staying at youth hostels. They're fun, but exhausting. Alright, I gotta lay off this bench. This bench is done. I have to stop. Stop with the bench. Alright. Navigator True asked, would you ever do a record sleeve, and if yes, would you do it in LP or CD size? When I was in high school, that was actually one of our class assignments, was to do a CD sleeve. And I loved that, let's see, there was 8 tracks, about my high school, that's when we did CDs were starting to really come out. And I don't think we've really gone much further from there. I think that maybe MP3s, that now it's all digital. Now everyone's listening to music on their phones. So I mean, we've advanced that far, but I don't know how to do CD sleeves. And also, I'm really bad at commissions, because I say yes and then I never finish them. So I've just stopped taking commissions because I suck at them. That whole being organized and shit. That face is just weird. Nope. So I think we're just about at an hour. I started a bit late. So it might go a little bit longer. But I'm just about done, I think. Don't overwork it. Don't overwork it. You're going to overwork it. Lighter? Maybe lighter. Brandon asked how I'm liking Portland. I love it. When everybody was asking at conventions, I'd come back with Portland is awesome. We haven't gotten assaulted or robbed or anything. It's fantastic. I'm really liking this brush. And I have got to fix this face. This face is just not... I think I've got to go minimalist. Okay, I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to look at the original face. Alright, so this is the photo that I pretty much traced. That looks kind of creepy. Yeah, so I cheated. Shh. So it looks like in the photo there's more shadows on the right. I think? Yeah, shadows on the right. Highlights on the cheeks. Okay. I can totally do this. Shadows on the right. Oh, careful. Smaller brush. around the cheeks. There we go, that's much better. Oh, red lips. Okay, I feel better about this. Okay, I should stop, I should stop, I should stop. Let's see. Frost Ivy asked if I'd ever thought about doing a coloring book, and we totally have a coloring book in our store. Let's see if I can open something. Can I open something? Okay, I'm halfway through watching this. It's good. Let's see, where's the store? This is the store. So we've got a coloring book. Where is the coloring book? Oh, come on. Devil's Shorts, I think it is. Yeah, awesome. Ta-da! And I did a couple of things in the back of the book for the coloring book. Ish. It's really, you know, let's see if it'll let us flip through this. Come on. No, it won't let us flip through this. It's an activity book. It's not so much a coloring book as an activity book. I'm a bad person. I saved this, right? Double check. Okay. Cerebus sent me a pic. Okay. Did you email it? I'm not going to open email on live chat thingy. Oh, yeah, Navigator said that at Atlanta Fur Weekend they had 47 cars broken into in the hotel car park. Yep. Atlanta, bless its heart. It's a good place, got good people. It also has not good people. Anthrocon is awesome. I went years ago. It was very snuggly. Okay. So this looks, I think this looks done. I think it needs something darker in the background. Let's see. I'm going to add a little bit more. And then I'm done. It's hard to see a piece when you work on it. You kind of have to go away from it for a minute before you can see it again. Nope. Okay. I should be done. I should be done. I should be done. I'm going to overwork it. I know it. I'm going to add some gore. That's adequately gross. It's the little things. I think I'm good. This is going to go up. There's a high res of this is going to go up for the patrons over on Patreon. And they are able to print it out however they see fit. And I'm going to be posting this video on Patreon, and I'm going to be posting some bonus material and bonus booty, and hopefully I've got a bunch of audio notes that I'm going to post up on there along with sketches and stuff. Cool. Awesome. Thank you guys for joining me. Let me know if there's any last minute questions. Let me read through. Cerebus said that they posted it on Twitter. And the cheek shadow looks a bit, yeah, but it's given me high cheekbones. Her high cheekbones. I might loosen that one up a little bit. The shadow on the cheek. Let's see, I'm going to my first Comic-Con. Ooh, nice. So Frost Ivy is going to have a good time. Okay, let's see. So there was a picture sent on Twitter of a corgi. Of course there is. So cute. Corgis are pretty dang awesome. The whole shedding thing. Okay. So you guys are fantastic. Thank you for joining me. I think that we're going to do this again on the 21st. So yes, about the same time. I think, do we like this time? Is it? It's 7 on the East Coast. Is that too early? Right now it's probably 10. It's 10:15 on the East Coast. It's 7 on the West Coast because I'm on the West Coast now because that's where I live now. I'm an adult and know math and shit. Cerebus said about his corgi, he's my little moron. He looks adorable. Okay. So yeah, and I think my next show is A-Con, which is a while. I feel like it's in a month or so. That's in, let's see, it's right in front of me. It's on the 5th of June. So yeah, I'm going to be in Dallas on the 5th of June with 2 lumps, and they're awesome. And thank you so much for joining me, and we're going to do this again. Let's see, people had a good time. Awesome, thank you, thank you. I'm glad that you had a good time watching it. I feel like we had more quiet moments than usual. I need more topics. I will come up with topics before the show starts, and so I'm a little bit more entertaining. I don't know. I feel like the more entertaining I am, the crappier the piece of art, and the nicer the art, the quieter I get. So I'm gonna have to sacrifice one or the other. Oh, but Navigator is in England, and so it's 2 a.m. there. So I have no idea when is a good time for everybody because friggin' internet is all over the world. So time, rotation of the earth, stuff like that. All right, so you guys are fantastic. Thank you for joining me. We'll do this again on the 21st around East Coast 9 p.m., West Coast 6 p.m. That sounds about right. Specific time. Anyway, so check out the website and check out the store and check out Patreon because Patreon is awesome and they're supporting me and they're really fantastic and thank you so much. And now I'm gonna go make dinner, which I think is gonna be burritos. And I'm also gonna find which window I'm supposed to turn this off, and which is not this one. And it's not that one. I found it! Okay, thank you guys. Good night.